Man, Rango changed my life. Not just because of its gorgeous animation and action sequences, and how a rattlesnake has a machine gun as his rattle, that's so badass. And definitely not because it made me question why I was low-key attracted to a lizard lady as a kid. But what really opened my eyes were the themes of identity.
Who am I?
And LARPing your ideal self until you become that ideal self. On the surface, it's a silly animated adventure following a talking lizard arriving in a deserted town, becoming sheriff, and investigating a mysterious conspiracy with the strange and often hilarious townspeople.
I don't know, but I'm gonna strip away this mystery and expose its private parts.
And of course, the typical Western shenanigans that ensue. But dig a little deeper and you'll see that at its core, there's a lot to be learned from Rango about identity, corruption, and the power of faith. As the saying goes, that I made up by the way, you either think that Rango is the greatest animated film ever made,
I let you kiss my sister!
or you haven't seen it yet. And truthfully, the absolute quality of this film in every aspect cannot be overstated. So today, I'm gonna overstate it. So where does one begin when glazing this masterpiece? Well, I should probably talk about the gun-slinging, bug-eating, bullshitting sheriff himself.
Name's Rango.
Rango is the GOAT. Well, actually, he's a chameleon. More specifically, a chameleon that can't camouflage. And yet is burdened with the insurmountable task of becoming the hero the people of Dirt need him to be. Initially, he's quite frankly a bit of an idiot who doesn't really know what he's talking about. And is low-key full of shit.
Cactus fruit.
Ah, yes, the ancient cactus fruit.
Also natural laxative.
With entire scenes dedicated to his extensive fictional stories of his past adventures.
Killed him with one bullet.
Oh, 7 of them.
However, by the end we see Rango become what he had spent a whole film pretending to be, a hero.
You really are a hero.
The movie begins with Rango, being an undefined character with literally no name.
I know who I am. I'm the guy, the protagonist, the hero. Every story needs a hero, I mean...
A hero who is yet to enter his own story, but his stale life filled with fake plastic scenery
Are those real?
is soon given new life when he crashes and winds up in the town of Dirt, where he is given the opportunity to carve out a new identity for himself.
I could be anyone.
And well, he goes a little overboard.
Bullet hits the shovel, ricochets back towards number 3, and that's the rook in. Igniting the thermos of pure grain alcohol, instantly vaporizing his bodily form, leaving nothing but a charcoal statue and a high-pitched squeal.
And by sheer luck manages to defeat the hawk that terrorizes the town, and get himself a job as the sheriff. It's made abundantly clear, however, that the mayor is simply using Rango as a means of controlling the people of Dirt even further. The corrupt elite of this town purposefully use faith as a means of sedating the people, hosting big ceremonies where they all gather around the sacred faucet, paralleling this shot of bugs scrambling for water, and also mirroring our world where we see those fraudulent pastors who squeeze money out of their desperate followers. As the mayor likes to say,
You control the water, and you control everything.
despite their ulterior motives, however, Rango carves out his own destiny and eventually even confronts the mayor on his suspicions.
You can be left behind.
Is that what happened to Mr. Merrimack? Did he get left behind?
Careful, Mr. Rango.
I'm the law around these parts.
Rango essentially acts as a beacon of hope for the townspeople who are stuck in a dystopian scenario where their corrupt elite create false scarcity in order to exploit them for their land and labor. So totally fictional and nothing like our world, right guys? Anyhow, you can really feel the despair and hopelessness from the people of Dirt, who now feel they can finally see some water.
Someplace wonderful. Someplace with enough water for everyone.
And now that Rango's here, they have
Someone to believe in again.
making the moment that he tears it all apart even more tragic.
Believe in that there sign. For as long as it hangs there, we got hope.
Who is he, you may be wondering? Well, of course, it's Rattlesnake Jake. Despite his very limited screen time coming up to about 5 minutes in a nearly 2-hour movie, the big RSJ plays an integral part of the story and Rango's character arc as a whole. He's pretty much the opposite of Rango. He's a living, breathing, walking, or rather slithering, legend who needs no introduction.
Go to hell!
Where do you think I come from?
His very presence, dominating any frame he's in, quite literally tears apart Rango's whole persona, exposing him for what he truly is, a fraud and a nobody.
You ain't nothing but a fake and a coward. Isn't that right? Louder!
Yes.
That's not to say Rango isn't in some cases a genuinely good guy, and somewhat competent. After all, there's plenty of times where he consoles my childhood crush Beans, comes up with a neat plan,
I got it. Snuff out them torches.
or makes an astute observation.
That's interesting. The ground's still wet.
But it's important to note that thus far, he's been acting as a hero pretty much for adoration, and to find purpose to his previously bland life. And from this point on, this is all subject to change. Jake exposes Rango in front of the whole town, unraveling his endless lies,
Thirsty.
essentially taking him back to who he was at the start of the film, a nobody. Throughout the film, the band of Mexican singing birds keeps mentioning how Rango will meet his demise, and how this story is the tale of the death of a hero.
The life and untimely death of a great legend. He is going to die.
While it seems a little confusing at first, this moment is truly where Rango, as we know him, dies. Left with nothing but the exposed lies he has told, he leaves the town with his head down and crosses the other side. Subtle, I know. This is where the climax of Rango's arc occurs. He finally faces the spirit of the West and experiences a revelation. The spirit of the West explains to him that identity is defined by actions, not labels. Being a hero isn't a fancy suit, an accent, or a fantastical reputation. It's simply stepping up to be who those in need require you to be.
Doesn't matter what they call you. It's the deeds make the man.
Up to now, Rango has been obsessed with finding a meaning and a purpose, which in reality isn't a tangible object to be chased after, no matter how far he may run. It simply comes from finishing what he started and righting the wrongs that have been forced upon the people of Dirt.
No man can walk out on his own story.
And from this point on, Rango goes from LARPing a hero to being a hero.
I'm going back.
But why?
Because that's who I am.
This new development is best shown in his second standoff with Jake. From a LARPing no-neighbor who lied about taking out a whole family with
One bullet.
Rango now saves the day with, you guessed it, one bullet. Finally, now he sits at the table with legends, completing his journey. And honestly, it's fucking inspirational. Despite Rango by the end pretty much becoming the confident, tough guy gunslinger he first said he was, he still, at moments, panics.
Don't worry, I got a plan.
But in the end, he just gets shit done. However, Rango himself isn't the only fantastic part of this film. Another great aspect is, well, just look at the footage. It goes without saying, so I'ma say it, this film is absolutely gorgeous, which was inevitable given that the director and the VFX team of the Pirates of the Caribbean films worked on this movie, along with Roger Deakins, one of the greatest cinematographers of all time. How do I know he's one of the best? Well, of course, because Google AI Overview told me so. Best known for his work on the critically acclaimed masterpiece, In Time, starring Justin Timberlake. This team, along with a plethora of other animators and artists, somehow managed to blend a beautifully photorealistic world with an insanely diverse cast of character designs both in the main characters and in the background characters. Like look, this evil squirrel receptionist uses her own tail as a neck scarf. And you know she's evil because she's French.
The mayor will see you now.
This frog lady, whoa. And this chicken,
Conjunctivitis, sir.
yeah, that's gross. Okay, I didn't say the characters were pretty, but in an industry saturated with the most generic, cute and symmetrical designs for animals, it's so refreshing to see a movie where the characters are so perfectly imperfect. For example, Rango's head is a weird shape with one eye bigger than the other, and this rabbit doctor is missing an ear.
Which one of you fellers needs a checkup?
Alright mate, and plenty more examples. A lot of the time these designs even feel so functional. Like just look at this spider. You can't tell me he wasn't born to make coffins all deviously. For the most part, the friendly animals tend to be anthropomorphized more, and the villains instead are left in their more realistic forms. Look no further than Rattlesnake Jake, who is literally just a rattlesnake with a moustache, a hat and a machine gun rattle, and is probably the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life. Ugly designs aside, the actual fidelity of the animation as a whole is drop dead gorgeous. The lighting plays a huge factor. You can see the light shine through people's ears or in their eyes. You can at times even feel the dampness of the smoky taverns the townspeople retreat to. Or, in my opinion, one of the most satisfying moments, where this British gangster lizard, yes I'm being serious,
That's right. Civilized.
shaves this chicken's skin.
Place in this town again. I'm gonna slice it off.
Now I'm hungry. The character acting as well is outright incredible, because the director had the actors play out their scenes in real life to act as a guide for the animators, or as Johnny Depp likes to call it,
Instead of motion capture, it's kind of emotion capture.
and man can this be felt.
Excuse me, Mr. Rango.
I will blow that ugly right off your face!
Oh yeah, this film is also absolutely hilarious.
I'd like a glass of water.
Not just due to the typical slapstick fart humour that animated films tend to have, but also the way the over-exaggerated persona of Rango is used to contrast the bleak reality of the townspeople, completely oblivious to the bogus nature of his stories.
Did he ever bite you?
Sure enough did. Look at that baby. Go ahead, you can touch it.
Oh, that's interesting. That there's a belly button.
And even better, it has plenty of sneaky jokes for us mature audience members that we probably wouldn't have picked up on as kids. Mums Who Bonnie Blue Max,
Your brother?
That's what I said!
But he's a snake and you're a lizard.
Well, Mama had an active social life.
the legality of thespians,
What is that? I think they's thespians. Thespians? That's illegal in 7 states.
Plan B,
No need to panic, but I think you just swallowed Plan B.
What?
a suspicious looking birthmark,
It is not a rash, it is a birthmark!
and whatever the fuck this is.
That wasn't altogether unpleasant.
Unironically, all jokes aside, to be honest, Rango genuinely changed my view on life and who I should be. It made me realise, if my ideal self is kind, confident, and a pillar to support those I care about, I should really just get off my arse and start LARPing that ideal self, until that ideal self is myself. And I think really anyone watching this should take this lesson with them. If your goal is to be more generous, then offer that homeless guy some food. If you want to get jacked, act as a gym bro would and well, hit the gym. Maybe our goals and purposes aren't quite as profound and grandiose as saving a whole town, but still, being what the world around us needs in order for it to be a better place, no matter how seemingly insignificant, is truly the best we can do. So, whatever obstacle, challenge or baddie life sends your way, you look at that challenge, stare into its soul, and tell life to try me. Because you only live once, one chance to create the life you desire, and that's all you need, because, say it with me now, it only takes one bullet.